A sitting MP, the former finance minister, former transport minister, just got appointed by President Zelenskyy to be an advisor of economic development. So she's now working for a foreign power and has yet to resign from her MP position. And you know, if she gets away with this, the Liberals get away with everything then, because I don't see anything on media. Like I see some of the, you know, like the Independents saying some stuff, but like this is just absolutely crazy that she's, you know, like she's held like the second most important position in Canada as finance minister and deputy minister. And here she is being appointed by Ukraine. And don't forget, she has access to that huge bag of cash, right? That the government has said that there can be no disclosure on for national security interests.
Nobody had the cojones, since this is a Spanish-themed podcast today, nobody seemed to have the cojones to point out that it was a bit weird that she was given that job in charge of all that money, that job as a special representative to Ukraine for the rebuilding of Ukraine with a gigantic $4.5 billion, whatever it was, purse. That was weird. That should have been scrutinized because, and this is extremely unpopular to say, I know it is, but she's part Ukrainian. Maybe she has a horse in that race. Maybe it's worth rubbing your chin and questioning where her priorities lie and even where her loyalties lie. And now we see she's an employee of the Ukrainian government. So I guess the tiny number of people who did ask questions about that previous appointment were right, because obviously she does have divided loyalties. We can say that now with 100% confidence. Volodymyr Zelenskyy just confirmed that she has divided loyalties. She works for Ukraine. So why was she given that job in the first place? That's the first question. Why was she given the job as envoy in control of all that money when she is loyal to the government of Ukraine, as she's just shown? Why? Why was that done? And then the other thing is, what is going on in the background here? Why didn't they tell Mark Carney? And if they did tell Mark Carney, why didn't he immediately fire her and insist that she resigns? There's just so much. There is so much here that's just stinks. This is just like, it's like a massive bag of fish gone bad, this, isn't it? This absolutely reeks. It completely stinks. And it's so stinky that I feel like we don't even have the room to talk about how ironic and strange it is that they would appoint Chrystia Freeland as economic advisor, because she didn't really succeed very much as an economic, in charge of the Canadian economy. I don't think anybody could say she was a success. Quite the contrary. I think she was a dramatic, extraordinary failure. So a lot to discuss here, but the stinky bag of fish is the biggest. What is going on here? What the hell is going on here? Why has Mark Carney let this happen without comment? I'm hovering over our inbox here. We get them straight away when he issues any sort of statement. Where is it? Where's this statement? One of the most powerful people in Canadian politics the last 10 years has just signed on to work for a foreign government, a foreign state. What the hell? That's like an emergency press conference, isn't it? Not with these guys.
Two big questions for me is, will she resign? Which, and it's also interesting to see what the Canadian media, the crippled and corrupted media, do with this in the next few days, see how they try to position it. And will she give up that bag of cash? Because now that's who's now minding it's Canadian money. $4.5 billion is supposed to be used over there, which we've already said there's no oversight. Is she still going to have control over Canadian money while she's working for a foreign government? Taxpayers.
I would love it if we had facts and answers to talk about here, but we don't. Mark Carney's on a plane to bloody France while this happens. It's this is like, I really hate to say it, but this is like Banana Republic. This is like third world country politics. This is just unbelievable. And I can say, coming from another very, very dysfunctional country over the Atlantic Ocean there, this would never, ever happen in Britain. Never. This could never, ever, ever happen in Britain. There's no way. I can say that 100% certainly. Would never happen in the United States. I don't think many European countries, actually, that would happen there. What is going on in this country? This is like, Canada's like becoming a bit of a sort of pariah here. What the hell is this about?
You have to even question her morals. like, you know, why she wouldn't resign first before accepting a role that is put out there everywhere. Like, is it a test to see how Canadians will react, see what the CBC does? It's ridiculous. Like, I've never seen it, never experienced anything like that. And it's, you know, we'll see how this one plays out, but it is beyond understanding, like how this could be happening and why her resignation hasn't. She would never survive in the United States or the UK with the press right now. This would be a feeding frenzy right now. It would be a feeding frenzy.